Jackbox has announced their first minigame in the Jackbox Party Pack 11. So if you think back to about a month ago, there was a Jackbox Direct where they announced Party Pack 11 and also Trivia Murder Party 3. So this is the first minigame in the new Jackbox pack. There is no official release date yet. It just says fall 2025. However, the packs usually come out in October. So let's watch the trailer together.
So let me get this straight. A bunch of detectives get together and answer some easy, weird, quote-unquote, funny survey questions. Meanwhile, one of them commits a crime, but we don't know who it is. So we study the evidence, the answers to those surveys, stuff like suspect considers themselves a hater, and question each other to see who's a match. And the whole thing's called Suspectives? Well, if having fun's a crime, I guess I'm guilty as charged.
Okay, so liking it so far. It seems like it's a mix of faking it, if you ever played that in the previous Jackbox game where somebody is the faker and everyone else is trying to guess who the faker is. This kind of gives me faker vibes, but it also kind of gives me like Werewolf, if you've ever played that board game or card game, I guess. So it's kind of a mix of two different games, and I actually really like it. So I want to go back to the beginning just really quick because there was a lot of different prompts, and I think that's interesting. So it seems like each player is going to
a bunch of detectives
get to ask a bunch of questions. So like one player is interrogating a possible suspect. Maybe you get to choose who you're interrogating, and then you get to choose one of 8 questions, and maybe the questions change each round. So like, for example, your favorite meat. Have you seen a psychic? When was the last time you cried? Favorite boy band? Are you a hater? And then they get to answer however they want to answer. Looks like you have 6 players at the bottom and 9 in the audience. So pretty big game overall.
And answer some easy, weird, quote-unquote, funny survey questions. Meanwhile, one of them commits a crime, but we don't know who it is.
Yeah, see your controller to see if you're the criminal. Reconfirming that basically, yeah, one person's going to be assigned the criminal per round. You're just kind of getting the vibes here. Now, they also did a blog post, so I want to shoot over to that just to kind of get into some more details. So it says, we revealed the first game in the Jackbox Party Pack 11, Suspectives. And so we don't know all 5 of the games, but the first game that we do know right now is Suspectives. So it's a social deductive game where you use your own quirky details to become evidence of a crime. Each game of Suspectives starts with some random survey questions, where each player answers questions ranging from topics like which boy band do you think is the best, and whether or not you can keep a houseplant alive. The moment all the answers are in, word goes out that a crime has been committed, with one player being a secret criminal, and the only evidence to work with, the very same answers to those questions. So grab your fedora and trench coat, because you and your fellow detectives need to work together to uncover which person the evidence points to with grueling interrogation sessions and lie detector reveals. In your ear, the criminal, try to blend in as a harmless detective by convincing everyone that you don't actually have a favorite Beatle, despite the giant tattoo of Paul sticking out of your sleeve. So up to 4 to 8 players can get their sleuth on. So cool. It's a pretty big game. I think the most we've ever seen in a game is 10. Takes about 10 to 15 minutes to play, and it will be compatible with the Mega Picker if you are playing on Steam. Very interesting, very interesting. Now, they did refer to the Jackbox Direct, like I said, which was about a month ago, where they did tease some other games. So if you haven't seen the Direct, definitely go back and watch that from April. They're doing a Ask Me Anything or an AMA on their subreddit today at 5 p.m. Today is May 5th at the time of recording. So if you want even more juicy details about the upcoming Jackbox Party Pack 11 or the Trivia Murder Party 3, definitely be sure to check out that AMA. Let me know in the comments below, are you excited for the new Jackbox Party Pack?